Hello everyone, my name's Dean. Let's talk crypto. This is where you subscribe for daily Bitcoin updates and technical analysis. We track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency markets at large. Today is October 4th, 2022. And bears do not want to see this, what we're looking at right now, what we've been tracking for some time on the channel, the DXY, the US dollar index, what we believe on this channel to be the underlying factor, the market mover, not just for cryptocurrencies, but also for traditional markets. So we're going to look at exactly what bears don't want to see, okay? DXY breaking a 14-year support, okay? A 14-year support. Bears do not want to see that. And obviously, we're going to look at Bitcoin, we're going to look at the SPX, we're going to look at Bitcoin dominance and other altcoins. So if that interests you, then watch on. All right. Hope you're having a great Tuesday wherever you are. Okay, let's get started. And guys, don't forget, like the stream if you're getting value. Let me know where you're listening from, all that stuff, all that good stuff. All right. The DXY on the daily time frame. Bears don't want to see this. All right. What am I referring to? I'm obviously referring to the fact that the DXY is going down, all right? And the DXY, as we all know, is inversely correlated, almost perfectly so, to Bitcoin, okay? And if it's inversely correlated to Bitcoin, it's inversely correlated to the cryptocurrency market at large, all right? Meaning, when the DXY is going down, Bitcoin and cryptos are going up. So are stocks, so are other risk-on assets, okay? And what's really, really compelling about what just happened a few moments ago, actually, in the DXY, the US dollar index, is that this 14-year support that we had broken as resistance is now being breached again in the opposite way, so to the downside, all right? So let me show you this. All right, first, let's prove it. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, so you see it's about 14 years, 5,200 days, okay? 5,200 days worth of support. You wicked above in a few cases, actually. So in this third cycle wave, you wicked above, but then you came back down, okay? That is called, in Elliott wave parlance, a throw over. All right, it's not necessarily that you broke it, because if you want to break some resistance, you have to do so decisively, and then you have to retest it as support, okay? Else you're just going to break down below it. Now, where is my... Sorry, I can't... Oh, here it is. Okay, so what we wanted to do, if you were bullish on the dollar, which bears are, okay? Just understand, if you're bearish on crypto, if you're bearish on stocks or anything, you're bullish on the US dollar. You think it's going to continue to go up. So what you would want to see is something like up, a decisive break of resistance, a retest, a double bottom, and a continuation, okay? That is how you reclaim a level. Okay, you break resistance, you retest it as support, and then you go on your merry way. But we did not see that here. We did not see that here, nor did we see that here where we're at. Now let's zoom back in on the smaller time frames. Okay, so on this daily time frame, actually let's, you can see exactly what happened, okay? And we counted this out. So we counted this as a leading diagonal, or as an ending diagonal, excuse me. A 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, so 3 waves in each, okay? And you could see that as a ascending, broadening wedge, right? And that's your fifth wave right here. And with that fifth wave, you broke that 5,200 day resistance ever so slightly. I mean, it's significant because this is a daily time frame. Obviously, in the scheme of things, it's nothing. It's just a wick. But on our shorter time frames, wow, the dollar's parabolic. When will it end? It's never going to stop. The dollar, the dollar, the dollar. And what you saw is it manufactured what we would call a blow off top. Okay, so I've got my cycle wave ending here. I've got my fifth primary, intermediate, and minor wave ending here. That's the top for me, okay? And this is 114, okay? So this is a big, big deal. Now, could we go and make a higher high in this B wave? Absolutely. But I don't think that's going to be the case, because even if it is, I still think that you should see Bitcoin, cryptos, and, sort of the stocks, more or less the SPX or the S&P 500, NASDAQ, go and make moves up, okay? So I don't think that what you're going to get is something like this, okay? Because that's possible as well, right? Because you're breaking this is your initial breakup structure. This is your A wave, okay? What you should see is essentially is a three-wave move down. And I think this three-wave move is going to be down like something like this, okay? A three-wave move down. Yes. I think it's going to be, sorry, I was thinking. It's going to be down here because we know that initial breaks of structure typically target wave 2 of the previous degree, or of the wave 2 of the previous trend's degree, or wave 2 of the previous trend. Okay, so I think that this is exactly where we're going to come down to before we go up for wave B. I believe. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me, go on the larger time frame. I'm starting to doubt or question why I have this blue band there. So, yeah, that's what I have. Yes. Okay. All right. I'm making sense now. Because I was like, why? Sometimes you do analysis and you forget what you did or what you were thinking and what frame of mind you were in. Okay. What I'm looking at is this. I'm looking at a three-wave move. Okay. An initial breakup structure. Targeting, like I said, wave 2 of that previous degree, which you typically see. Why is it wave 2? We know that initial breaks of structure typically target wave 4 of the previous degree in Elliott wave theory, right? So you have, let's just illustrate this really quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 waves up, okay? And then within this, like, fifth wave, okay, you also have 5 waves, yeah? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you get an initial break of structure, so basically your fifth wave, your 5 waves have ended, your initial break of structure typically targets wave 4 of that previous, that smaller degree, that lesser degree, okay? So it's not wave 4 all the way down here, it's this wave 4 of the lesser degree, okay? But when you have extensions, okay, like we had here, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, and 5 is extended, so you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say it's an extension like this. That initial break of structure comes all the way down to wave 2. This is what we see, wave 2 of the lesser degree, okay? And that's why I have, and this is all from, Prechter and Frost, 11th edition, the wave theory. If you're kind of asking, like, where do you get this information? There's a seminal text on Elliott wave theory. It's not 100%, perfect. Nothing is, but it's really, 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 really good. And it's very, it's chock full of information, data, research, experience from, some of the best Ellioticians in the world. And years and years and years of experience and research all compounded into that manual. And in that manual, it's been observed over many years of practice and study that this is a thing, okay? In extended waves, which this is, right? Look at this. I got this primary count, 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is an extended primary wave 5, okay? the initial break of structure targets wave 2 of the previous trend. That's why I got the blue band all the way down to wave 2 of this minor count. Does that make sense? I hope I'm not losing anybody. I know this is pretty technical. If you're not an Elliottian, if you don't study Elliott wave theory, I might be, kind of speaking in sort of Greek. This is a little technical, but all I'm saying is that there's a reason I have our target for the DXY breakdown all the way down here. That's why I have it down here, okay? Is it going to happen like that? I don't know, but it's probable that that happens based off of my analysis, based off of my Elliott wave count, okay? So that's all I'm saying. I'm looking for something like this, okay? And why am I not looking for... So typically that initial break of structure is a zigzag, okay? So you get a 3-wave move like this. You basically make lower highs, when you're breaking structure from an uptrend, okay? And I think that this B wave is very likely to come up and retest this 14-year resistance. It will be, since we're below it, okay? So we're breaking it now. We're going to come down here, retest it in some way, and then continue impulsively, okay? So this is kind of what I'm seeing on the DXY on the larger time frame. But bears do not want to see this. I mean, look, it's been 2 weeks straight, okay? We haven't closed the second week yet, but we've had a week, red week, okay, in the DXY, followed by another red week. If you're on the daily time frame, you can see it's just successive red days of price action on the DXY with wicks to the upside, which you do not want to see if you're a bear. And you definitely didn't want to see what I showed in the thumbnail, a breaking of this 14-year support, okay? Because once you break down from major support, and 14 years is a lot of support, expect to go lower and then retest it to confirm the breakdown, and then before you resume. So that's what I'm seeing on the charts. And again, the DXY is so important. There's a reason I start with the DXY. It's crucial. Don't worry about anything that's going on in the crypto market or the stock market if this DXY isn't figured out, because the dollar is the underlying asset. Most cryptos, most stocks are bought using dollars. If the dollar is going up, they will go down. If the dollar's going down, they will go up. It's that simple, okay? I know, people go on and, the Will Clement of the world, you want to bust out a million different charts and analyses and reasons, and that's all well and good. But at the end of the day, it's all about the dollar. That's it. It's that simple, okay? There's no reason to overcomplicate things. If the dollar's not working, then it's not going to happen, okay? So now, hello, amazing videos of the world, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point. He's saying, I'm waiting, or he or she. Please make an analysis of DENT, XEC, LUNC, WIN, MFT, BTTC on monthly time frame with elite wave count and future price possibilities. Wow. I mean, look, that's a lot. Let's start with a few of them, okay? I'm not going to promise to go through all of them, all right? And I'm not going to call my own wave count elite. I think I'm okay. But we can look at a few of them depending on how many other people make requests. If Amazing Videos of the World is the only one making requests today, then we may be able to get through all of them, okay? And then, yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's get on with our analysis. Let's go into Bitcoin. Okay. So Bitcoin is looking really, 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 really good, right? Our analysis is playing out. Guys, we've been saying, let's go on the 4-hourly time frame, that this right here is very, very likely to yield a move to the upside for a few reasons, okay? You have this double bottom, you have these rounded bottoms and rounded tops usually signal ultimate bottoms and ultimate tops, yeah? And then, you can get more technical and say, oh, I see in this right here, you can get more technical and say that in these 100 days, I see 2 degrees of AB basing. And then also in this area, you can see 2 degrees of AB basing, okay? You can take this as a big A, big B, small B, and then a pivot into impulse, okay? There's a lot of things that you can say and you can use to make the bullish case. And you're ultimately putting in this nice W reversal, and that's what you're doing. And you can see that altcoins, as you would expect, are doing this much faster than Bitcoin, okay? So you can see in Dogecoin, for instance, that this is happening, right? Nice rounded bottom, and you have the same kind of idea of a W reversal pattern, and you have the same idea of price breaking up and out of this right vertices, or this right vertex rather. Okay, so you have that in Dogecoin. You have it in Veracity right here. Again, you have these W bottoms, you have this second vertex, and you have price threatening to break up and out. Okay, so this is what you're seeing, and this is what you're seeing in Bitcoin. So and this is what we projected, right? This is what we projected. This is what we thought was likely to happen. Okay, so you can see already in our watch list certain things like Dogecoin, XRP perhaps, right? They're starting to make these moves up. XRP's already made that move up, of course, right? XRP reserve rights, they've already made their move up and out of this W reversal, right? The second vertex. And that's why we were saying this is an alt season, because there's prominent alts. There are prominent alts that have already made their moves up and out, sort of heralding Bitcoin's next big move, okay? So you have that in XRP, like I said, reserve rights as well, that double bottom. And so, like, our projections of the general cryptocurrency market are playing out, right? Double bottoms, and here's where we are in Bitcoin right now. And so this is kind of looking ahead into the future, okay? And what's really cool is that you can see exactly what I'm telling you in Bitcoin dominance. Like, our projections are all playing out. So we said it was likely that Bitcoin dominance continue to move down, okay? And that we find resistance at this level, okay? For days, we've been saying this on the channel. It's a rising wedge right here, okay, that you can expect to break down towards the latter part of this pattern, okay? Because these patterns, these rising wedges, ascending triangles, if you want to call them, typically break down towards the latter third of the pattern, okay? And this is exactly what you're seeing. You don't see dominance like, I know people like, I don't know his name, Benjamin Cowan. He keeps saying Bitcoin dominance is going to go up, like, I guess he doesn't know how to read charts. I don't know if he does or doesn't, but it doesn't seem like he does. Because if you look at, anybody looks at a chart, it doesn't matter if you're an Elliottician or if you're Wyckoff or Gann. If you look at this chart, it's hard to say that it's going up, right? Just looking at it on a high time frame, right? Obviously looks like it's preparing to go down, right? Quite substantially, right? For many reasons, and we're not going to get into all the reasons it's going to go down, but on the smaller time frames, we're at the support, okay? We're at support, and we look like we're going to break support. That's essentially all that there is to this, yeah? And, in Elliott wave, we can see 3 waves. We know 3 waves means a corrective move. All right, anything corrective going up, you're going to get a counter move back in the other direction, because that's not an actually impulsive move. 3 waves up, something, come back down. Okay, that something is obviously your AB basing or consolidation reversal pattern. Okay, so I talked about that all the time on the channel. I'm not going to bore you with it, but that's essentially what you're seeing in this rising wedge, right? So what does this mean? Why am I coming to Bitcoin dominance? It's because remember what this means. Bitcoin can go up, but Bitcoin dominance can go down. And that's essentially just telling you it's alt season. It's telling you that other assets in the cryptocurrency markets are gaining against Bitcoin's market cap. Okay, that means their market cap is rising at a faster and higher rate than Bitcoin is actually rising. So that's what you're going to see. Bitcoin dominance plummeting in this coming bull run. And this is going to be the bull run of altcoins primarily. Okay, Bitcoin's also going to go up, and I have Bitcoin projected to between 1.7 and 4 million by mid 2023. But that doesn't necessarily mean that Bitcoin dominance has to rise, right? That just means other altcoins are going to rise that much more. This is precisely why I don't have any allocations, not one allocation, not one penny allocated towards Bitcoin in this coming bull run. All of my money, all of my investments are tied into altcoins in the watch list that you see. The only reason that you see Bitcoin in the watch list right here is because I use Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency market at large. It has 40% of the total market cap, and Bitcoin is a sort of an analog for the cryptocurrency market. You have to know what Bitcoin's doing, right? That's it. That's the only reason you see Bitcoin on my watch list. But I have no direct exposure to Bitcoin. All my Bitcoin exposure is ancillary, right? Through, kind of exposure of these altcoins. Here you can see this ETH work, right? This is a new type of asset that was airdropped for Ethereum holders. Okay, it's also making a move up. 3 waves up, 3 waves down, some consolidation. Boom. You can see it all over, guys. You can see it all over. But yeah, that's essentially it. I mean, our projections are going according to plan, and they seem to be holding. Okay, and the last thing we're going to look at in the general analysis before I get into requests is the SPX. Okay, so let's look at the SPX. So many people were telling us, oh my God, stocks are going to go to zero. Like very serious analysts, people, that have a lot of followers, people who charge people for their analysis, have been telling you that the SPX and the NASDAQ and traditional markets were going to plummet. Okay, and they were getting ready. They were in shorts right here. They were preparing for it. They said, the macro conditions are terrible. The economy's terrible. There's a war here, and there's inflation here and unemployment here, and this bank is going bankrupt and XYZ, and telling you basically how this was going to go to zero. And all we did, and people kept telling us, oh yeah, you should listen to this Fed minutes, and what do you think about the Fed saying this and that? And I just said, read the charts. Okay, and this is why technical analysis was created, because people saw patterns in the charts that were independent, seemingly independent of all of the news that you may think moves the markets. Yeah, so we looked at this for a long time. We saw 3 waves down. Our initial break of structure we already talked about, right? Targeting wave 4 of the previous trend. Okay, and it seems that in this case we didn't have any kind of extension here, so we could count this. I'm just going to do a rough count. Let's see. Okay, here we go. That's 1, 2. I think my fourth wave is up. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's over here. And then that's my fifth wave. Okay? You guys see that? Okay, so that's my rough count of this price action right here for the SPX. And so once again, you see this pattern play out. Okay? A 3-wave move, initial break of structure, targeting wave 4. Okay, that's 1, that's 2, this is 3, this is 4. Targeting wave 4, and this is 5, obviously. Wave 4 of the previous trend. What do you get after? Like, you don't, this is independent of what's going on C-SPAN or wherever the hell you see a Jerome Powell speaking. Like, people waste their times watching all these speeches instead of learning technical analysis. All right, you don't have to learn Elliott wave. You don't have to learn Gann theory. You don't have to learn Wyckoff. You can learn just basic candlesticks. But there's so many ways to speculate on markets in a more sophisticated, more accurate manner than making all these. I don't know, whatever. So you see this. We're just basically, we saw this initial break of structure, and every wave has a counter. So if you got an A wave, you need a B wave. A B wave, if it's a 3-wave A wave, you get a 3-wave B wave, and then a pivot, and then a 5-wave C wave. That's a 3-3-5. That's a regular flat correction. This is what we expected. This is what we projected. We're essentially just playing this out, okay? And this confused a lot of people right here, okay? Maybe, I don't know, 60-70% of Elliottians can see that initial break of structure, right? But then most people don't know what the hell this is, right? These are your AB bases. Anytime price changes direction from down to up or up to down, it needs to put in a consolidation reversal pattern. This is what we call AB basing. And, shockingly, even like some elite traders, elite analysts say AB basing doesn't exist. Okay? And my question is, then what the hell is this? And this confused 95%, 98% of people who thought, oh, this is clearly going down, right? This is AB basing. You have a big A, you have a big B, and it's not yet finished. Expect another, what do I call it? Degree. Another degree, right? So there's, 2 degrees of AB basing. You need 2 degrees. So expect the SPX, I said it now, to go up and then go down some more. Does it have to make a lower low? Not necessarily. But yeah, can it go up like this and then down like this? Absolutely. Can it go up like this and down like this? Absolutely. It can do a number of things. But it's not yet in this C wave by my counts, because I only see 1 degree of AB basing. Okay? That's very important. Even though it's going up right now, don't expect it to go down, but do expect it to go sideways a little more. Okay? That's the SPX. Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. That's pretty much it for the analysis. You saw Bitcoin, you saw Bitcoin dominance, you saw the SPX, you saw the DXY. Now let's get into requests, amazing videos of the world. Let's start off with Dent. Okay? Right here. Okay, and let's just, before we get into that, let me address what's happening on the smaller time frames on Bitcoin. Okay? So, as you can see, I think it's already played out, so I'm not going to look that I'm not going to look that smart, but essentially this is simply, so you're at this crucial resistance, this 20K resistance, right? And remember showing you guys why this was an important resistance, but it's not the most important resistance, okay? Just based off of our previous price action for the past 10, 12 days. All right, I'm just going to show you this really quickly as a refresh because, you know, some people really want to know what's going on with Bitcoin on the smaller time frames. Let me find this. It's here somewhere. There it is. Okay. Okay, so all we want to do is channel this, okay? This is why you use channels. They help you understand price action that's going sideways, okay? Very powerful tool. The simple, humble channel, okay? What do you see about this? Again, the bottom is support, the middle is resistance if you're below it, support if you're above it, the top is resistance, okay? You've held the support at around 18.6, perfect. Now, you're at the middle is resistance if you're below it. What happened? You tested it once, got rejected, tested it twice, got rejected, third time's a charm, you come up, and you're consolidating on resistance. Expect to go up from here, okay? Anytime you're consolidating at resistance is very bullish, okay? Because if you're weak and you don't have strength, what happens, the second you hit that resistance, you reject. The second you hit that resistance, you reject, okay? But that's not what's happening right now. You're consolidating at resistance at 20K. Now, 20K is not the most important. Why is it not the most important? Because the top of the channel obviously is the most important resistance. This is just an intermediary resistance, okay? And now on a smaller time frame, if you go like 1 hour, you can see exactly how it's consolidating. This is perfect flat correction. I mean, this is the power of Elliott wave theory. You can see like we have all of these corrections in Elliott wave theory. We have flats, we have zigzags, we have triangles, and you know we have these three types and two types of triangles. Obviously, you have converging triangles and diverging triangles, meaning triangles that get smaller towards the tip and triangles that that widen towards the tip. And here it's a 335. It's a flat correction. Okay, so you go up 5 waves and you come down 3 waves and you go on your merry way. That's all you're seeing right here. Much ado about nothing. People who get bearish or people are like, oh, see 20K, we're not going to be able to go past 20K. This is a flat correction. This is exactly what you want to see, actually. It's very bullish. Actually, what you don't want to see is us seemingly ignoring the resistance like you did here, consolidating above it and then breaking down below it. Okay, but consolidating at resistance is very bullish, okay, and showing that strength, bouncing with the last wave of your flat correction, okay, and you can see that throughout the market here, consolidating at resistance, consolidating, well, you're creating support, you're basically making support of resistance, okay, here in Dodo, right, you have this is exactly what I talk about. This whole thing right here, it's a huge AB base. A wave, B wave, small a, small b, pivot, up. Okay? The more you see it and the more you analyze it, you'll be able to read it very, very fluently. Okay? Same thing. A 3-wave move, a flat correction, a 335, dot. Ethereum, 3-wave move. Boom. This is very bullish, okay? And this is why you study this stuff. It's not to impress people on Twitter or make up fancy charts and then sign it and then have people talk about it on crypto influencer shows. It's so that you can make money and know when something is bearish or something is bullish and when something is consolidating or when something is rejecting, right? It's so you can make money because we're all here to eventually just make money, to learn how to trade, when to trade, what the price is doing, how to read price action, all this stuff. This is a complex correction that you see in reserve rights, right? It's been going on for quite some time. This is likely a... I think this is... I think this is a WXY. Yeah, I think this is either an ABC or WXY zigzag followed by a consolidation reversal. Big A, big B, small B, pivot, move. Okay? So that's RSR. Just going down really quickly. You have these small flat corrections here. On synthetics, you're making a very bullish pattern, which is the inverse head and shoulders. You're retesting the support or the resistance as support for continuation to the upside. Everything looks very nice and bullish, okay? Look at that in veracity, okay? This is not a flat correction, but this is a zigzag, okay? Flat correction, remember 335. A zigzag's also 335, but it looks different, okay? This is a zigzag right here on the smaller time frame. Zilica, zigzag. Or, no. This is a running flat. Okay, a running flat instead of a regular flat like this. Okay, like an even flat. This is a running flat. This is a particularly bullish signal, particularly bullish corrective pattern where you're slanted and your wave B is expanded, and then your wave C doesn't even meet the base of A. Okay, so that's a running flat right here. Guys, if you study this, it pays. I promise you it pays. And it pays handsomely. You have to study it and apply it. Practice it. The application is the practice. There's no such thing as applying it, paper trading or whatever. Take a little bit of money and apply it and read. Try your best to read. Trade it. You get invested. Then you're looking at the charts. You're looking at the charts. You care. And you read some more. You double check and triple check your reads. You go back and look at your theory, and then you really hammer this stuff down, and you really you integrate it into your ability to read charts. Ravane is just too volatile on the small time frame, so I'm gonna skip it. Cadena, this is zigzag, yeah. Boom, boom, boom. So on the small time frames, we're very bullish. Okay, we may be going down right now, but this is why we're bullish on the small time frames. You know, a lot of people can't read price action. For them, oh, we hit 20K and we went down again. It's so bearish, right? That's what you'll hear on BitBoy Crypto or something like that. But people who actually read price action can tell how bullish this is, right? Right there, a zigzag, very bullish. XRP is, I think it's in a larger complex wave 4 or something like that. Yeah. So this to me looks like a triangle. It's either a WXY or a triangle. I like the triangle. If it is a triangle, you need one more down here. Okay, it's either a triangle or a WXY. It could be a number of things. It could be a WXY here, and then this is a consolidation reversal pattern. But I don't think that's likely. I think this is a WXY. Let me see. Let me see my momentum. Yeah, I like the triangle. That was the first thing I came up with. And look, I just like the triangle because we're completely overbought on the momentum indicator. I like this being... And, okay, guys, there's two types of triangles in Elliott wave theory. There's converging and diverging triangles. This is a converging triangle. You only get triangles in wave 4. Okay, you can't get triangles in wave 2 corrections. So this is clearly wave 4 correction, okay? Because you can't get triangles in wave 2. That's a rule, not a guideline, a rule, okay? And these are 3 wave moves. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you should see one more wave down in this triangle, okay? And these triangles are counted A, B, C, D, E, okay? So this would be A, B, C, D, E. This is a converging triangle. You come up and you break out, okay? This is what I'm seeing on XRP. Could be wrong, but that's a likely thing. But this is bullish because look where we are, okay, for XRP. XRP is one of those that has made moves. Look, this is the 140-day consolidation reversal pattern in XRP, and you basically broke out of it, and you're retesting, okay? That's what you're doing. Remember, you break major resistance, you retest it as support, and you continue on. That's exactly what you're doing in XRP, okay? Dogecoin, we talked about earlier. You're headed towards the top of this channel, kind of like what you did in XRP, okay? All right, now let's get into the requests by Amazing Videos of the World. All right, so let's see Dent first. And guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're getting value. All right, Dent. Okay, I don't know much of anything about any of these fundamentally, so I'm not saying, you know, buy any of these. I'm just looking at them as a request, okay? Let's see. Which chart should I pull up? Let's just pull up the Binance chart. Okay. Again, you see something. I'm gonna zoom out a bit, but you see something similar here, right? And I guess people who are asking for this chart and that chart and that chart and that chart, it's all the same stuff. It's just different flavors of the same thing. Okay? I don't even have to look at this chart to tell you high degree of probability this happened on May 12th. Because I've looked at hundreds of altcoin charts. And do you see that? Hundreds of altcoin charts capitulated, made their orthodox low on May 12th. That was when the downtrend ended and the consolidation reversal pattern started. This is why all of these ranges that you see altcoins in have been ranging for the same amount of time, 144 days now, okay? And this is why you can, I mean, the crypto market's kind of easy to play, to be honest, guys. Like, it's all on the same string. They're not all doing exactly the same thing by any means, but they're all similarly motivated. They're all very, very, very similar, okay? Like 95% of all assets in crypto, maybe 98%, look like this. So it really doesn't matter which one you pick. You know, it all comes down to, in terms of the chart, it all comes down to the fundamentals and what you really want to invest in, right? But a lot of them look like this. So you had this 140 plus day consolidation reversal pattern. You had an initial break of structure targeting wave 4 of the previous trend, okay? A big B, so that's your big A. This is your big B. This is your small a, as we call it. This is your small b, okay? And this right here is a consolidation reversal for your pivot, okay? So that's your 2 degrees of AB basing right here. Okay, big A, big B, small b. And so you could just focus on this right here. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right here. So from here on out, and so just zooming in to that on the 4-hourly time frame. This is essentially this pivot, okay? So 2 degrees of AB basing and a pivot. This is the pivot, okay? And in the pivot, you can also see 2 degrees of AB basing, okay? Once again, you have a 3-wave move up towards wave 4 of the previous trend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, all of this stuff, if you really learn it, you'll see it over and over and over and over again. And that really proves, if you're a student, you know, that what you're learning actually has some value, right? And this is a 3-wave move. 1, 2, 3. So that's big A. This is big B, right? Do you see that flat correction? that B wave flat correction. That's A, that's B. And once again, wave 4 of the previous A, small a, targeting wave 4 of the previous trend. Once again, same thing over and over and over again. This is why you can get really good at this, because it's so consistent. The theory applies so consistently. And I would say a 3-wave move. And let's see. This B wave, this small B wave is a bit tricky. Let's zoom into that. We all know B waves can look so many different types of ways. You can have complex corrections of all kinds. You can have triangles. I mean, it can get really hairy. So let's just look and see. Okay, so this is definitely my A of the pivot, my big A of the pivot. This is my big B of the pivot. This is my small A of the pivot. This is my small B of the pivot. This is the start of my impulse. Right? This is looking really, really bullish because you have your 2 degrees of AB basing, your pivot, and your bull run or your impulse starting right here, October 2nd, or let's say October 3rd. October 3rd, right here. Okay? Highly likely that October 3rd. And what you're seeing here, once again, you're at a resistance, at a significant resistance. Okay, and you can prove that to yourself. Just put out a channel. We'll just do that really quickly for this case. We're not going to do it for all of them. But again, these are all the same charts. Guys, use the best thing I could possibly do for you is not to do it for you, but to show you how to do it. And you do it yourselves, right? Like I've always said, this is an educational channel, right? You don't want to take anybody's word for it, especially if you're putting your own hard-earned money on the line. Learn the trade, you know, go on Amazon, buy, you're investing all this money in these assets. Why don't you invest in yourselves, in your own education? Buy Proctor and Frost's, wave theory. If you're not at that level and you're just beginning, or you're just, early intermediate, buy, Elliott Waves Made Simple, and try and figure this stuff out, right? Ask for advice, but try and figure this stuff out. It's all the same thing. So here, you could actually pull a smaller channel, and this is the middle of the channel. Do you see that? And that's why you're having resistance, but you're consolidating at resistance. You're targeting the top of this channel, which is the middle of this larger channel. Consolidate here, and then you're going to attack this. Rinse and repeat. Come back, retest the top of this channel for continuation. Okay? So that's Dent. A lot of people like to overcomplicate these things. It's not that complicated. If the DXY is doing well, going down, Bitcoin's going up, whatever altcoin is likely to also be in an uptrend. High time frame. Okay? So, high time frame for this asset, I think it's quite clear. Okay? What you're seeing here. And guys, I mean, this is really simple. There's no reason anybody who knows even the least bit about Elliott wave theory shouldn't be able to read this. This is a clear 5-wave move. I mean, it's as clear as day. My son could read this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? You have 5 waves up and you have 3 waves down. Okay? Prove it to yourselves. Take your Fibonacci retracement tool from the bottom of this to the top. And what do you see? You see that your 3-wave move, your zigzag, A, B, C, has... Actually, is this a zigzag or a double zigzag? We'll have to go in the smaller time frames to determine if it's a single or double zigzag. But in any case, it's a corrective move. It comes in a flavor of 3. and it comes between the 0.5 and the 618, which you expect any correction to come down towards for a wave 2. This is clearly wave 1. Let's call it cycle wave 1. Okay, this is clearly cycle wave 2. You're anticipating cycle wave 3. Okay, and you know it's all the same thing, guys. It's really not that complicated. Sometimes you can get a tricky chart, but this is not it. This is not it. I mean, anybody can read this. You take your Fibonacci extension tool from the top of wave 1 to the bottom of wave 2, and you target the 1618, which is where wave 3 typically targets, between 1618 and the 2. Can it be truncated? Of course. The minimum it can reach is the 1 Fibonacci extension. The maximum is, however high, because you can get extensions. But where you're likely on the balance of probability to hit is between 9.31 and 86.42. Okay, so this asset is likely to finish its bull run, this coming bull run, between $9.31 and $86.42. Okay, it's really simple, guys. This is the power of, good Elliott wave analysis. It's simple. If it's complicated, then it's probably something that's not right. The simplicity is the key. Panda Poet says, do you see quant consolidating back down to 95.6? Okay, so let's do Panda Poet, quant for Panda Poet. Okay, QNT, right? Let's pull the Binance chart once more. So why would it consolidate back down to 95.6? Panda Poet. Again, remember, this market we're 12 years old, okay? The cryptocurrency market's 12 years old. Bitcoin's 12 years old, about 13 years old. You've never really gotten, for a lot of altcoins, they're just maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. They're really young. This market's so young, it's easy to play. And why is it easy to play? Because all you need to do, and this is why this channel goes by, the crux or the thesis of this channel is track the price of Bitcoin as a proxy for the cryptocurrency market at large. Instead of looking at, what's this going to do and what's that going to do, just look at Bitcoin. This is why Bitcoin's on this watch list, not because I'm invested in Bitcoin, because I know if I figure out what Bitcoin's doing on the high time frame, I don't have to worry about anything else, right? If low time frame, if you're trading the 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, I can't help you. But on the high time frame, if you determine the general direction that Bitcoin's going, everything will follow suit. Guys, you understand that? If you determine the general direction that Bitcoin's doing, everything will follow suit. Do some things, start front-running Bitcoin? Yeah, sure. On the way up and down. But generally speaking, most of the cryptocurrency market is going to go as Bitcoin goes. Because there's a certain rhythm to the market. It has nothing to do that, if there's no order. No, there is an order. It's not sort of arbitrary. And you can read it, even independent of Bitcoin. But if you guys are subscribed to the channel, why would anything, the question was, is quant going to crash? Not correct. Crash down to, they said 95? Why would it crash 33%? Why would it crash down to this level if the DXY is going down, Bitcoin's going up? Why would it do that? Okay, and that's just the first thing. That's just like a high level kind of question you want to ask yourself, Panda Poet. The second question is, look at the goddamn chart. Guys, I really, if I could do anything, it's not just sharing my passion for reading charts and my analysis. I look forward to this. If I didn't, I wouldn't do it, because I can make money without doing this. I'm not like some of the influencers that don't know how to trade, and make most of their money through referrals, of getting on exchanges and pumping and dumping. I don't care what you guys buy. I don't need you guys to sign up for my KuCoin and my buy. I don't have a Binance, but I don't make money from all of that stuff. Okay. Whether I post a video on YouTube or not, my account's still growing, right? Like, it's actually right now growing, right? I got 5-figure, let's just say I have 5-figure positions in a number of altcoins that are already in thousands of dollars of profit. Okay? I'm doing really well. I'm going to do crazy well. I'm still going to do these videos because I love doing these videos. But if you really want to get any value from these videos, you have to learn. This is educational, my friends. It's not just I'm going to tell you what's happening. You have to learn. Or else this is pointless, right? Look at this. Let's say you don't know anything about Elliott Wave Theory. Just look at this is the highest time frame I can go. That makes sense, okay? Do your candlestick analysis, your general candlestick analysis, okay? What do I mean by that? If you have a big wick to the downside, that means it's bullish. It's a lot of buying pressure, okay? The body's here. This is the wick, okay? If you have, this is just really, really crude candlestick analysis. If you have a big wick to the upside, this is the opposite, okay? This is the body. This is a bearish candle. This is where there's a lot of sell pressure, all right? Top-down pressure, yeah? So, in that sense, look at this right here. Obviously, this is a bullish candle. Even if it's red, it doesn't matter. They're bullish candles because they have strong wicks to the downside, all right? And now you have a red candle with a high wick to the, or strong wick to the upside, but you can see in the trend of things, you have basically this is a trend, and that trend started all the way down here. So there's nothing bullish or bearish about quant because you can see. Let's just jump down to the weekly time frame. I hope you understand what I'm saying, and I'm not trying to insult or patronize anybody. I hope you guys can understand this. You see the bullishness of this because you can see a trend. This is an uptrend. There's no reason you should be asking if the trend's going to reverse. There are no indications of reversal. Remember, we talk about reversal of trends all the time on this channel. Before a trend reverses, you need to put in a series of AB bases. And it's typically, not always, but typically going to look like a sideways consolidation, right? After which you're going to change direction, right? From up to down or from down to up, okay? Nowhere here do you see that. All you see is a trend. Yeah? So the idea from the high time frame is unlikely. Now, let's go on to the even smaller time frames. And again, remember, the first thing I asked is, what do you think Bitcoin's doing? Right? Not everything always follows Bitcoin exactly, but it's likely, okay? Let's try to read this on the smaller time frame. So let's just say in our minds, we think quant is unlikely to go down given the rest of the market, right? It's probably going to follow suit because it's a cryptocurrency. Now, given what we have, okay, we know that whatever happened in the bear market for quant happened here. Okay, that was the downtrend. This was the move down. Okay, it was impulsive and it was down, 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 down for many, many, many months. Okay, and we have this huge wick to the downside. Okay, and why is it a wick? It's very important that you notice that. That is your key right there. Okay, to your small time frame analysis. Again, you go into your candlestick analysis and you see there's a small body and a huge wick. That means that the buyer stepped in, right? Sell pressure is no longer present. Okay, this level on the charts is very, very strong buying. Okay, so this is where it happened. And now, if you take that and okay, May 12th, we're on the weekly, but if you go on the daily, you'll see it's May 12th. It's very likely that following the rest of the market, this is the day of capitulation where you started your AB-based reversal or your consolidation reversal for your change in trend. Now you look at it, and now on the daily time frame, Panda Poet, what you're going to try and do to really understand what's going on in quant is read this AB base as best as you can, okay? And this will answer your question definitively, okay? So there's no definitive answer, but, the more layers of analysis you add, the higher probability, the higher really the higher confidence you can have in your conclusion, right? So this is clearly an initial break of structure, right? A 3-wave move back to wave 4 of the previous trend. Now you have a counter wave, okay? So basically you're testing and retesting this level as the bottom, okay? The B wave, essentially all it does is it checks, are there any more sellers here? Okay, immediately buyer stepped in, and the B wave says, hey, are you guys sure? Nobody even wants to sell? We're gonna go back. You guys still okay for you're done selling? Are you sure? And they say yes, and they go up. This is that markup for what you see as a small a massive small a. Okay, so that's your second degree A. Do you see? And now your second degree B is all the way up here. So when you ask, will it break down? Why would it break down towards 95? Why would it? Anatomically, that wouldn't make sense, because what you see, 2 degrees of AB basing on a high time frame. You have your big A, you have your big B, you have your small a 3-wave move, okay, and a small b, this flat correction. You should be an impulse right here, all right? Maybe this is maybe let's say this is a pivot. Maybe this is a pivot. Maybe this is the start of impulse. But let's just say this is a pivot, probably a pivot. Then the impulse starts right there, September 22nd. Okay? So it's unlikely, very unlikely, that you come back down to these regions given what you've put in here. If anything, what you're going to do on the smaller time frames, now let's go into our 4-hourly time frame. I hope this answers your question, Panda Poet. If anything, what you're going to do is you're going to look and see, okay, looks as if I have a move here. I don't know what it is, but maybe it's impulsive, right? This looks like a wave 1, wave 2 situation, okay? This looks like a wave 4 situation. This looks like it could be a wave 5 situation right here. So, if this is A, this is B, or maybe this is B, all of this is B, maybe you come back down all the way here. Okay? So this is, I think, more realistic for quant, to answer your question. I would take this whole move right here, and now you're actually, what you see is you're forming that consolidation reversal pattern here. Okay? It's likely you're forming that consolidation reversal pattern here. Right? And typically it looks like 3 tops. Like I used to call it a pitchfork reversal. Okay? And in that you can read A base, B base, and A, B, pivot, all that stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if quant came back down to 114, which is the maximum retracement, right, for this sort of, if this is a wave 1, right? It could very well continue to go up if this is not the end of this impulsive wave, okay? But the worst it can do, Panda Poet, is come back down to 114 if this is indeed a correct read, because this is impulsive. We know that a counter wave 2 can only retrace to a maximum of the 0.618 of the previous trend. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. So even if Bitcoin's going up and other alts are going up, this can retrace and still be kind of in the whole trend of things, and the trend is up, and that uptrend will just have front run most other uptrends, okay? And so, you know, that would be, if I wanted to be really prudent about investing in quant, I would expect a possible, maybe, I don't know, 80% chance that we're coming back down to this level before continuation, given this price action, given what momentum is showing me on the higher time frames, right? Let's see, on the 4-day, daily, yeah, I mean, let's see, weekly, yeah, I'm starting to double top on the weekly, okay? Right? It could go up a little more, but I would not be surprised if we came back down to 114. What I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to see some bearish divergence. Let's see. Do I see any bearish divergence? Let's go on the hourly time frame. Oh, yeah. Do you see that? I mean, do you see that? Okay, so this is likely. Very likely. Do you see that, Panda Poet? And this is how you use all the skills, right? You use divergences, you use your Elliott wave, you use your candlestick, you bring it all together. Everybody's going to be a little different. You know, this is just my style. You develop your own style with experience, okay? But it doesn't require a million different indicators and a million different kind of, opinions. It's just keep it simple, right? Use your momentum indicators, stochastic RSI, right? Which is a great momentum indicator. You don't have to use this. You know, some people like the MACD or anything like that. I just use stochastic RSI. I see I'm making three consecutive tops, 3 successive tops, right? Making higher highs on the price action, making lower lows in the momentum indicator. That tells me that I'm expecting a breakdown of some sort, and that breakdown, I would not be surprised if I got an impulse down to this 618 or between the 0.5 and the 618 before continuing up for quant on the smaller time frames. But then again, this is all small time frames, right? Large time frame, I don't really care about this because I'm probably, if I'm like a savvy investor, I'm invested down here, right? So if you retrace down here, I don't care. I'm not doing anything about that, right? Because I'm waiting for 5 to 6 months before I'm making any, really significant sales. If you're trading this on the small time frame, you fucked up. If that's your plan, you're fucking up. Because you're looking at this all wrong. If you're invested, you don't care if it retraces down to the 618. Who cares? If you're trying to day trade this, it's silly. It's absolutely silly. Oh my god, it went down 20%. It's probably going to go up hundreds of percent, thousands of percent. Who cares about 20% drawdown? Hold your position. Just hold. Just hold your position. Wait for things to play out in the bull market, right? So guys, I hope this is helpful. I really do. And again, it's not about telling you what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm doing my analysis. It's about learning how to do your analysis for yourselves so you can make better decisions in the market. In terms of projecting the next move up for quant, I don't know because I don't have enough information on this chart. That's quite simple. So yeah, that's quant. Let's see. Great. Young Dasa says, I agree with everything you said. Okay, so let's go into XEC. I don't even know what that is. For amazing videos of the world. XEC. I don't know what that is. XEC. Zcash, right? Is that Zcash? eCash. It's called eCash, apparently. eCash. again, let's pull up the Binance chart. Okay, let's go on the high time frames. Okay, so I mean, look, don't have much data on this, right? And again, like, this is underlying my point. Like, most of these things just came out just a few years back. You want to be careful. There's thousands of altcoins. You do not have to, like, there's certain people on Twitter, some girl, I forget her name, Crypto Queen or whatever, I don't know. She keeps telling people, her followers, guys, if you want to make money in crypto, you have to invest in low cap altcoins. That's a lie. That's an absolute lie. Right? No, you don't have to. You just have to know how to read trends and catch certain things that are trending at the, before they start trending. That's it. You don't have to take out, huge risks investing in some random altcoin. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, I invested in altcoins that are in the hundreds in market cap, right? They're very small market cap. But that's not necessarily why I'm investing in them. I'm investing in them because I think they're a great project, fundamentally sound. I don't think they're going to rug. They're going to be around for some time, and their chart looks good, okay? All of those things come together. So you don't have to invest in small assets or small projects just because if you want to make a lot of money. You can make quite a bit of money in top 10, top 20, top 30 projects at the bottom of a bear market, okay? Yeah. Sometimes some of those are going to go up and do 200, 300x, okay? Anyway, I don't have much information on this because obviously it came out only in 2021 according to this chart, so it's only 400 days old. So this is an example of something that came out in the bear market. So here, what I do is I'm assuming a lot of things, but it's not a bad assumption. It's assuming that whatever happened here is the end of a bear market, and this represents exactly what I see on Bitcoin's chart, exactly what I see on most other altcoin charts. This simply represents a consolidation reversal trend from May 12th that is going to eventually break up and out of this channel. That's the assumption. I can't do otherwise. Like, it doesn't matter how great your skills are at charting. If you don't have a chart, there's not much you can do, yeah? So, what would I do? I would just check this capitulative candle and see that, okay, it indeed hit on May 12th. That would give me more confidence. And it did indeed hit on May 12th. So that's my first, okay, this is a lot more of the same, okay? And then I count a big A, a big, let's see. Yeah, a big B, okay? This is a small A. This is a small b. This is a pivot into my impulse. Likely, okay? Again, a lot of these A-B basing counts, hard to read until after they're done. And I know some people say, well, if you can only read them after they're done, then what's the point? Well, you can kind of read them, make a little mistake here, adjust. It still helps you. It's still helpful, okay? It's helpful to try and read because at the end of the day, what's important is that you get the general gist of what's happening, right? And the general gist of what's happening should be a consolidation reversal. You don't the worst thing is reading a consolidation reversal when it was just a complex correction in a wave 4. It happened to me so many times, okay? But if this is the case, then you're expecting a move up and out of this, okay? And you should see that on your momentum indicators, right? On the high time frames. Obviously the monthly, now you don't have enough data to show the monthly. On the weekly, yeah, you should see some crossing bullish on the high time frames, which you're seeing right here. Okay. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, again, remember, you're making a big bet and buying support, long-term support for 5 to 6 months of bullish price action, right? That's your bet. That's your thesis. Who cares about a little move here and a little move there? Okay, the only reason to care about those little moves is if you're on leverage and you don't want to get shaken out. Okay, so like, some of my positions are on leverage and I borrowed money. Like I put in, let's say, my most aggressive positions, I put in a small amount and then I borrowed 12 times the amount that I put in. So in that case, I have to be really careful about my entry point, and I have to make sure that it doesn't go below a certain point, or else I lose all my money. Do you see? But if that's not the case and you're just buying spot, which I would recommend for beginners to do, just buy spot at the bottom of a bear, you make life-changing wealth. But during that time and after that time, continue to learn how to read. There's so many people in this market that have made money. They have gotten lucky, or they've taken a chance. They bought towards the end of a bear market or in the middle of a bear market, and they made money and they still don't know how to read a chart. And so now they're kind of stuck. They have money, so people think they know how to trade, and now they think they need to put on a front and act like they know how to trade when it's clear that they don't. I think most crypto influencers fall in that category, unfortunately. But I mean, whatever. But if you do want to learn how to trade, then learn. There are no shortcuts. You got to do the work. So Panda Poet said, I got stopped out of my position at 120. I read the wave wrong. What position you talking about? But in any case, yeah. If you're making positions, be very careful. At the bottom, unless you're really experienced, make very low leverage positions. Give yourself a lot of margin if making positions at all. I would say go spot. If you do leverage, only do it with a small percentage of your portfolio, especially if you don't have too much experience, or you're not that developed. There's no point, because honestly, where we're going in the next few months, you won't need leverage to make life-changing wealth. Do you understand? So there's no reason giving money back to the trading platform now at the bottom of a market where every dollar can 200, 300, 400, 500x. Okay, now let's look at LUNC for Amazing Videos of the World. LUNC. Okay, let me say this. I'll look at anything on this channel. I don't really care. But this is a disclaimer. I would not touch anything by Luna Foundation with a 10-foot pole. I've said this before. You can obviously do what you want, but it's radioactive. There's no reason, with all of the different assets, altcoins that are, available in the market, why would you want to trade something so risky? I mean, the guy has a red notice. Do Kwon has a red notice against him. Do you guys know what a red notice is? That means Interpol has a catch order against him because he's running away from the law. Guys, why would you invest in something like this? This is a case where the chart may say one thing, but then you may have a black swan event, like the founder of your project gets jailed by Interpol, right? Which may completely tank the project. There's no reason to take so large of a risk when you can take your same money and invest in thousands of other fundamentally sound assets that don't have founders running from the law. Do you understand? So I don't get it. Why do you think LUNC is going to go up more than other projects? It's not. Let me tell you, it's not. Just because And again, people make this mistake just because they see that every token or every coin is a very small number. They think it's going to go high. No, that's not how it works. It's all about market cap. It's all about percentage. So even if it's like, a Shiba Inu, that is, you have to calculate using, decimals, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go to $1 million. Okay, LUNT is not going to go to a ton of money. It may do a 200, 300x, but so will other assets like Ethereum. That's number 2, right? I've said before, and I did my analysis, and I have data on this, okay? With a high degree of probability, ETH is going to, what did I say? 500,000, okay? And this is based off of very simple, straightforward Elliott wave theory, right? I'm going to show you it in 10 seconds. You take your Fibonacci extension tool, take your bottom to the top of wave 1, retracement of wave 2, which is clearly is, and you target wave 3, which is at the 1618. So wave 3 can typically come between the 1618 to the 2. Can you have a truncated wave 3? Yeah, sure. Can you have an extended wave 3? Yeah, sure. But balance of probability. Wave 3 hits at 500K, which would mean that Ethereum in this next bull run is likely to make a 380x. Okay, this is the number 2 overall cryptocurrency. It has a large market cap. It's projected by my analysis to do a 380x. If you can do a 380x with ETH, please understand how this works. It's not that, oh no, Ethereum has gone up already so much, there's no way it can keep going up. Or that just doesn't make sense to me because it's number 2, and for it to go to 500,000, imagine the market cap. Instead of doing all of this math and trying to psych yourself out and thinking you know what the hell, is possible in terms of the investment, and a lot of this is funny money anyway. Remember, it's not like people take $1 out of their, they're not taking $1 that has an equivalent amount of gold or silver associated to that dollar. It's not like perfectly backed by an actual solid asset and then invested in the cryptocurrency. Most of the money in cryptocurrency is paper money. It's speculative. It's open interest. It's like, for instance, me, I took a small amount of money and I said, I'll put a bet on this going up from here and give me 12 times. I borrowed 12 times against that position, okay? So my position now is 13 times what I originally put in, or 12 times what I originally put in. It doesn't mean I have all that money. That's just the sort of the size of the position based off of my leverage trade. Do you guys understand? But that still counts as that amount of money on that asset. I didn't understand any of this when I first got into crypto. I hope this helps you guys understand these market valuations. So when you do in your head, you go on crypto, what's it called? That crypto market cap, I think it's called. And you try to figure out, oh, can ETH go to this valuation? Well, that can't be, because if it doubles in size, then it has to double in market cap. The market capitalization is funny money in the first place. So instead of trying to calculate funny money, which you can't do, just learn how to do technical analysis. This is a probabilistically based analysis. And I'm saying ETH can go to 380x in this next bull run. So if ETH can do 380x, why are you wasting your time on Luna? LUNC, I don't even know what it is. LUNC. Okay, that's all the kind of analysis I'll do on that. I really want to help you guys. I don't want to see anybody get wrecked. But I mean, you're asking for it if you're investing in these trash, There's enough trash. There's tons of things that are trash and you don't really know it's trash in the cryptocurrency space. There's a lot of trash assets, trash projects, okay? But they're harder to tell. This is, it's like I'm trash. It's overtly trash. Why the hell would you invest in it? Stop, please. Don't do it. And that, I mean, that's financial advice. Fuck it. All right. So what's next? Let's do. So Young Dasa asks, can you chart up what price ranges Zcash, I think ZEC, can potentially reach in this bull market? Yeah, sure. Let's do it together. Again, I hope that you guys are doing this with me because the whole purpose of this is educational, right? That's it. I don't have all the answers. I make mistakes just like everybody else. But I hope even from my mistakes you can learn. That's the whole point, right? Good analysis is good analysis, even when it's wrong. Right? I'll repeat that. Good analysis is good analysis, even when it's wrong. Like, there's certain analysts I don't listen to anymore, not because they were wrong, but because there's something fundamentally wrong or off about their analysis. Like, I can't watch Crypto Savvy anymore because he doesn't know how to count waves. Like, he makes fundamental errors with counting waves by, like, saying, he said something once, like, I forgot what he said. He said, you can have, a 5-3-5 flat correction. I'm like, okay, I can't listen to you anymore. Like, a flat correction is by definition a 3-3-5. There's no such thing as a 5-3-5 flat correction. So if like at the core you make mistakes, then I mean you're asking for it. Because even when you don't make mistakes with your fundamentals, with your understanding of the theory, your application can be off, and that's fine because it's an art to apply it correctly. It's tough. But I mean, I showed him all of the literature, and I said, "Where are you even getting this information?" And he pulled something out off the internet. But you know, when your ego is really big and you don't have good fundamentals, that's when I stop watching. Not because you make mistakes. So again, good analysis can be wrong, and it can still be good analysis, and that you can learn from. Okay, but you can't really learn from. Well, yeah, you can even learn from somebody who's making fundamental errors. Just, you know, that you can make money in this market and you can gain a following even without knowing what you're talking about. Okay. And I think he has Bitcoin going down to $4,000 or $9,000 or something like that. Anyway, this is clear. Zcash is showing us that it's been in some sort of complex correction. Okay? This is a complex correction. This is likely some sort of WXY complex correction. Okay? And again, let me just say, because I've been talking about fundamentals and sort of your skills in the market, these skills are had through studying. You want to study, right? You want to study, and then you want to practice. You're not going to get good by just studying, right? You can read all these books a million times. It's not going to make you good. What's going to make you good is you study this stuff, you learn it, and then you apply it. You trade with it. You apply it. You trade with it. You make mistakes and you fix them. You make mistakes and you fix them. Then all of these rules, these guidelines, these theories, you will internalize. And then when you start looking at charts, it becomes second nature. Okay? This is what I mean by studying. There are good books out there by good established traders. Okay? Elliott Waves Made Simple is something I recommend to everyone who's just starting out or is intermediate. And then to really bring it home, the capstone, the really magnum opus of all work that's been done in Elliott Wave theory specifically is this book right here, Elliott Wave Principal Key to Market Behavior by Prechter and Frost. Okay? That is what you want to really finish your studies with. But again, you're never really finished studying. You're always learning, and that's kind of the exciting and beautiful thing about this. It's never ending. There's always something that's gonna really kind of surprise you or interest you, intrigue you. Okay, there's always something challenging. That's why people stay with it for years and years and years. Okay, anyway, this to me is simply a WXY, some kind of complex correction. Okay, and that's been the life of Zcash. Okay, this is a three-wave move. I think that's clearly corrective. This is clearly a pivot right here, and then this is a kind of zigzag. Okay, and this is your base where you've done your consolidation reversal. My momentum indicator is showing me as much. Okay, if I go on the smaller time frames like the daily, let's see. Okay, I think that this right here is my capitulative move to the downside. Let's actually see if it is. Actually, I think it's here. Okay, this is a double zigzag like you saw in Bitcoin. Okay, well, it's not a double zigzag in this case. Maybe it is. This is a three-wave move. This is a three-wave move. This is a three-wave move. You can say it's a double zigzag, just like Bitcoin. And this is the end of it right here. Okay? So I'd say from here, what is this? June 18th. And that's exactly what you saw in Bitcoin, okay? So this is kind of like, there are a lot of things that are similar, but not exactly the same. So a lot of, maybe 95, 98% of the whole entire cryptocurrency market made a capitulative orthodox low on May 12th, okay? And then started their consolidation reversal pattern. Bitcoin did what Zcash did, which is create a double zigzag, and then in June 18th, around June, right, mid-June, made that orthodox low for the downtrend. Okay, and so I would start counting my consolidation reversal with Zcash over here. Okay, and so that being said, we don't need this. This is almost exactly what you're seeing in Bitcoin, right? Look at Bitcoin really quickly. This is the same stuff, right? You've got two vertices, a double bottom, a W pattern, you know, two vertices. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. And essentially, you're rounding your bottoms right here, okay? And so, yeah, that's Zcash. It's like Zcash looks more like Bitcoin, okay? And yeah, if you want to look at it on the smaller time frames, I guess what you could do is you could read this vertex, read the consolidation reversal pattern in this vertex. Okay, just jump down into maybe a 4-hourly time frame. Okay, and you could say that this is your initial break of structure. I think your B wave is 1, 2, 3, some flat correction like that. That's a small A. That's a small B. I think your impulse starts here, right there. October 2nd or 3rd, just like Bitcoin. Okay? And right now what you're doing is you're putting in some sort of consolidation at resistance for a continuation up. Okay? So that's Zcash. Zcash looks very, very similar to Bitcoin. Now, he asked for a projection. Let's see if we can do that. We can't do a projection because we don't have enough data. Because this has been, it's likely a complex correction of some sort. Okay? It's just a lot of correction, consolidation. We don't have any impulse to project, you know? So when you're doing projections, the only way it works is if you project wave 1 onto wave 3, or project wave 3 onto wave 5, or project both waves 1 and 3 onto an extended wave 5, like that. Or if you need some impulsive price action. Basically, the good news and bad news. Bad news is we can't do a projection because we don't have any impulsive price action with Zcash. But the good news is that in its history in its short 2-3 year history, Zcash has never been in clean impulse. It's never been an actual impulsive price action. Which means that if you're buying now, or if you're invested in it, you can expect it to go up much higher than you've ever seen it go. Okay? So that's Zcash. Let's see. Nice Hass login. What's up? Alright, let's do another one for Amazing Videos of the World. He wants Win, MFT, and BTTC. Win, MFT, and BTTC. So let's do those, and then we'll call it a stream. Guys, if you're getting value, please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys are having a great Tuesday. Win. But yeah, bottom of the barrel. Anybody who's here now is gonna make it in some way, shape, or form. Okay, you're going to make it in terms of like your investment, because if you're paying attention now and you have positions open now, you're going to do very well. You're going to do very well, right? Then it's going to be a question of how long you let those ride. If you let them ride for the entire bull market, you're going to do really, really, really well. If you try to trade them and you try to do some sort of day trading / like short-term trading, only trading the impulses and trying to get out of any corrections, you may not do as well. You don't need to do that. And trust me, I tried to do that before. I've fallen victim to that idea that I'm just going to let it go, or I'm going to sell every single time I see a correction happen. Trust me, it's a lot harder than you think to get back in. It's a lot harder than you think. But anyway, you're going to learn that yourselves, either through experience or through thinking about it. But this is the same thing as I saw on Zcash. This has been in correction ever since. Like, remember, corrections in Elliott waves, impulses happen in 5 or flavors of 5. Corrections happen in 3 or flavors of 3. Here you see 1, 2, 3. It's a correction. It's a massive correction. It looks like a regular ABC flat correction. It's a bit runny, meaning it's quite bullish, but it's a correction after it's all said and done. So I don't expect, really, I can't project anything from this, okay? But that's the bad news. The good news is I do expect it to go up much higher than it's ever been, provided this is the end of the correction, which I think it is, okay? This is your consolidation reversal pattern, right? Yeah, and that's pretty much it. It's a lot like what you saw in Zcash, right? I do expect to move up and out. Now, could the correction keep going? Yeah, but it's unlikely because this is impulsive. Remember, at the end of all of these corrections, it doesn't matter if it's a WXY, ABC, a WXYXZ. It doesn't matter if it's a triangle ABCDE, right? Or a combination thereof. The last move is always impulsive. And that to me looks impulsive. So it's likely that it's over. Can't say 100%. Never can really. But this is likely the last of it. So I do think that your next move is up and out from this multi-year correction that it's been in. Okay, so that's win. He said, what's the other one he said? MFT. Okay. So MFT. MFT. Okay. So this is... Okay. I'm not going to say what impulse this is, but it's clearly impulse, correction, continuation. This could be corrective impulse. Okay, I'm not exactly sure. I'm not going to get ahead of myself, but it's a move, retracement. It looks like we're going to continue the move. Okay, whatever that is. Now let's go on the weekly time frame. I don't have enough information to be able to definitively ascertain what this is. If this is part and parcel of a larger impulse, or if this is just a corrective move, which it could very well be, like a three-wave move, right? And this could be an A wave of some sort. This could be a B wave, right? A complex B wave, right? Something like that. I don't really know. I'm assuming the Binance chart has the most data, because that's like the first thing that comes up. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to assume that's all I have. I don't have enough information to tell you exactly what's going on here on the high time frames, nor do I have enough information to make a projection, okay, using technical analysis. But what we can do is we can analyze this correction, okay, and if we are able to determine the end of the correction, we may very well be able to say, okay, it's likely that we're going positive. But we know that it's likely that we're going positive already because Bitcoin's going positive and the DXY is going down. So, all of those things are kind of assumed. Okay, my eye sees this. I see a zigzag. I see a zigzag, a clean zigzag, right? This is the intermediate kind of B wave right here, this flat correction right there. This is the first three-wave move. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's a nice zigzag. Okay, again, I don't know the extent of this move if it keeps going, so I'm not going to measure this against that. But I'm just going to look at this for now. And I see a three-wave move, a zigzag. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on this being some sort of consolidation reversal pattern. And the first thing I see on the high time frame is that this asset is bullish because most consolidation reversals are straight. The bullish ones are slanted. Okay, they're slanted, kind of like you see instead of a regular flat correction. Yeah, okay. Instead of a regular flat correction like that, you see a slanted kind of what would you call it? A running flat correction. This is kind of like what I'm seeing here, okay? What date is that? Again, May 12th. So this thesis that this is your corrective sequence, this is your impulse to the downside, that move happened, and then it's finished on this date. One, because that candle has a really long wick to the downside, showing massive buy pressure, showing the end of that trend, okay, which, big wicks show you. Big wicks to the top show you the end of a trend going up. Big wicks to the bottom, end of the trend going down. That shows me the end of the trend, and it's on May 12th, which is, commensurate. It's consistent with 95-98% of the rest of the cryptocurrency market. So I'm going to jump down into my daily time frame, and I'm going to count this, or I'm going to try to count this 144 plus day consolidation reversal pattern. I'm just going to do it free-handed here. I see a 3-wave move up. Actually, a 3-wave move up like this. That would be my big A. A 3-wave move down. That would be my big B. Okay, and then my subsequent small a would be oh, this is interesting. So this, to me, is a zigzag. It's an ending diagonal. This is the ending diagonal. So I've got, remember we saw the ending diagonal in the DXY. It's a ascending broadening wedge. I think we saw the same thing here. Okay, so that's really bullish. It's really, ending with a bang. So 5 waves up like this. And the subsequent 3-wave move down takes you to between, it should take you to between 0.5 and the 618 of this A wave. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing. So that's my small a, and this is my small b. This is my pivot. This should be my reversal. Okay, so let's just prove that to ourselves. Take your Fibonacci retracement tool, go from the bottom of this purported small a to the top, and looks like we did just about respect the 0618 of this A wave. Okay, so I think that this right here is your little pivot. You're forming a rounded bottom for reversal. Okay, so that's the small time frame analysis on MFT. So I think that this, the large time frame analysis, you were in a corrective wave and it's finished. So you're looking for a move to the upside. Okay, and then the last one for amazing videos of the world is we're looking at what are we looking at? BitTorrent, right? Is that what he asked for? BTTC. He or she asked for BTTC. I'm assuming male because 99% of people in crypto are males. But there are some females out there, so I'm not forgetting about you guys. You girls, you guys, whatever. Okay, BTTC. Okay, this has a little more chart history. I actually don't know what this is, BTTC. I know BTT, BTTC. Is that it? Is that what he asked for? BTTC? Yeah, BTTC. Okay, so on the monthly time frame, again, you don't have much data. This stuff started yesterday, January of 2022, right? Just been in a downtrend. And again, guys, you don't need to get this. I thought that as well when I first started investing in crypto. I'm like, okay, I'm broke. I need to make money. I need to catch up. I want my money to go far, my investments to go far. I'm not going to invest in anything that is in the top 300 or top 500. I'm going to go top 600. I'm going to look at things that are really, really, most of my investments are going to be high, or low market cap, high numbers in the coin market cap. But you don't need to do that at the bottom of a bear market. Maybe in a bull market, you may want to do that. But, as long as you're investing in altcoins, like I showed you, Ethereum is looking to do big numbers in this next bull run. And it's number 2, okay? It's going to crush Bitcoin, as most altcoins will. You don't have to go into really, obscure projects that have just kind of launched, right? Because this just kind of launched. So who knows what it's going to do, even if it's going to, who's behind it and all that stuff. And you don't really have much chart information. So you're kind of just assuming that it's going to do what the rest of the market does, okay? And this is really straightforward right here, Okay. This is another one of those June 18th. Yep. This is another one of those June 18th situations, like Bitcoin, like Zcash. You made a move down, and this was most likely part of a double zigzag, okay? And on June 18th, you started your consolidation reversal pattern, and you can just count your AB bases from June 18th. And I think here is very clear to see. You have some sort of A wave here, a big A. I think your big B is here. Okay, it's 3-wave move. Another 3-wave move for small A. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And now you're making your consolidation reversal for a move up and out of this range. Okay. I do believe that that's what you're getting here. Okay, let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. Okay. So, like, this is the assumption. It's doing what the rest of the market is doing, like Zcash, like Bitcoin. You're essentially forming a double bottom. Again, guys, it's all the same things. You just learn good principles and apply it. Like, crypto's relatively easy to read because everything's kind of on the same pattern. You have two different templates. You have the June 18th template and the May 12th template, and that's pretty much it. If you can read one, you can read 500, 6,000 others, Yeah, so that's what I'm saying for this BTTC. But again, you don't need to invest in these kinds of assets just to make money, right? You can't project these, It's hard to project these because you don't have any chart data to project them because you don't have previous impulses. I'm not saying that they won't do well. They could do 1,000x, who knows? But it's obviously a risk. You're taking a risk because you know nothing about these projects and you know nothing about their ability to withstand sell pressure, fundamentally speaking. Yeah, so that's it. Amazing videos of the world. We did it. We went through all of those different assets for you. I hope that was helpful. Young Dasa says, great value, always here for the live streams as well as learning from you. My pleasure. Look at DXY. It's melting. Awesome. That's what we love to see. Let's see. DXY. So SPX is going up. But again, SPX is in correction. But yes, Young Dasa is correct. The DXY is absolutely melting. It's going to hell. And we love it. For so long, it was destroying our hopes and dreams and, putting green candle after green candle. It's finally going down. We love to see it. Love to see it. All right? And if that's happening, then our assets like Bitcoin and like all of our other, cryptos are basically primed and ready to run. Okay? When they're going to run exactly, don't know, but don't care, right? You're invested, you're waiting, and you can get a pump at any moment, and when it happens, you take advantage of it. You just look and enjoy. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'm gonna have to go pick my son up from school, but it's been a pleasure. It's been fun as always. That's why we do it. Have a great Tuesday. Hope you're well positioned in this market. I will see you guys tomorrow for the live stream on Wednesday. Take care. Bye.